Hello and welcome to another episode of DCU Daily. Today we have a bunch of stuff for you guys today. We're going through the whole gamut. James Gunn recently did an interview with Entertainment Weekly talking about the new creature Commandos. We have a whole bunch of information in regards to that. We have a premiere date now. We have a poster. We have some more some stills and a whole bunch of great good stuff when it comes to that. Then we got a couple more Penguin trailers. The day is almost upon us. It is exactly 2 weeks, 2 weeks from now that we are getting the Penguin on HBO and on Max. So if you're one of the few people that don't have a streaming service like Max, then you can watch it on HBO. If you have cable for some reason, then we obviously wanted to talk about Joker for a little bit. Apparently, their Rotten Tomato score did get updated. And then we also have, our Thursday special for the last 8 weeks. We have the Kite Man review. Kite Man, hell yeah, we're talking about episode 9, the penultimate episode of the season, possibly of the show, because we don't know if this is going to get renewed or not. And then finally, we have a certain Batman birthday to celebrate. And with all of that and more, I have Bridget joining me for today. How are you doing, Bridget?
Hey, John, I'm doing okay. Just so hot today in LA. I don't know what's going on. I've got all my fans. Just trying to stay alive.
I am not envious of you at all. I got my window open. It's nice. You could kind of see it's a little bit too bright. That's why I gotta keep my curtain closed. But it's pretty nice. It's like I don't know, in the 70s, I think. So it's very nice.
Oh, wow.
On the East Coast.
Falls upon you, it sounds like.
Yeah. Sorry. But first, let's get into Creature Commandos, our very first project of this new and improved DCU. Well, as I mentioned, James Gunn recently did, in fact, I believe, an interview with Entertainment Weekly, and he was talking about, various things in regards to this show. Well, we have a premiere date. Premiere date. It is exactly 3 months from now. Can't do math. I apologize. But December 5th, another Thursday. So we're keeping that Thursday train going outside of Superman and Lois, which was on Thursdays, but due to my theory of it conflicting with the Penguin, they moved it to Monday. So let's hope that people get the news and people will be watching that. But we are getting Creature Commandos on December 5th, which means it is an 8-episode series, so it will be going into the new year. And we got a few more stills. We got, kind of just an overall vibe of what we're getting with this show. We're getting, we're getting the group right here. It gets a good, vibe for our characters. We have Rick Flag here. We have Bride of Frankenstein. We have Dr. Phosphorus. We have GI Robot in the back there. And then, of course, our lovely little Nina Mazursky just hiding from, the hiding from everybody, being the kind of Rat Catcher 2 kind of character, the shy, more introverted character who doesn't want to be a monster, but is in fact one and is forced to deal with that while also being on this, team of monsters. So, very fun kind of vibe here. And now we're getting a much better look at Frankenstein, who is going to be voiced by David Harbour, by the way. That's going to be fun, going from having Marvel and DC. Technically, David Harbour, even though it's not premiering, it is going into the new year. So David Harbour is going to be getting 2 major team superhero projects on a team of anti-hero bad guys. So, Suicide Squad-esque teams that David Harbour is going to be on. Obviously, he's going to be in Thunderbolts, where he is going to reprise his role as the Red Guardian. But here he is talking very nonchalantly to Rick Flag, and it seems like they're drinking coffee, tea. I don't know, but I see Frankenstein as more of a tea drinker myself, but I think I don't know if that really matters in the long run. But and then finally we have this looks like what is
story? What's up? I was gonna say I agree. I think doesn't it originally take place like in the UK, it would make sense.
Yeah, no, that would make sense. I don't know if that's the like proper backstory they're going with. I don't know if they're gonna like tweak it or something. But yeah, that is the case with Frankenstein, and well,
Yeah.
Frankenstein's a monster, but he is called for. Don't yell at me in the comments, guys. Which don't worry, we're gonna be paying attention to, try to much more. But he is called Frankenstein here. All right, so don't get mad at me.
Yeah.
I know it's Frankenstein's monster, but the DC character is called Frankenstein because he's like, you know what? Fuck it. I adopted the term. People get confused anyway. It's Frankenstein. I'm fine. Let's go. So that's what we're going to have here.
And
then
I do
finally,
think I saw too that they're going
no,
off, like,
you go. I keep interrupting. I apologize.
It's okay. Like I was reading in that article, like more of like they're going for like more of the original Mary Shelley Frankenstein versus like what we know from the movie,
which is definitely very exciting. Definitely very exciting.
So
yeah, but speaking of flashbacks, we are getting it seems like we're getting the Easy Company here. Now, if you don't know what Easy Company is, it is a World War II group that Sergeant Rock was a part of. Now, if anybody was here yesterday when me and Dan were talking about it, we were talking about how Sergeant Rock might possibly be getting a film from Challengers director Luca Guadagnino. I hope I'm pronouncing that correctly. I'm probably not. With the screenwriter of Challengers, as well as the upcoming film, his upcoming film Queer, which is also written by the Challengers writer. So, that's very interesting how that seems to be kind of like an interesting tidbit, how we get a little bit of a tidbit with Easy Company. We're going to be getting, Little Sure Shot, who is the character to G.I. Robot's left. I think that's Sergeant Rock to his right, and then another character to the left. We're also getting Jackie Johnson, who is not the character. I believe he's a black character. So we're going to be getting Easy Company as well. So it seems like that is definitely going to be a very fun tidbit. Now, Rick Flag Sr. might have been on this crew. Probably not, because I believe Rick Flag, in the comics at least, he was, I believe, in World War II. But obviously things change with things constantly getting updated. But that is our quick look. What are your thoughts on these, stills? Are you more excited, less excited, intrigued, not intrigued about the new looks we got for these characters and whatnot?
Yeah, definitely. I think it is, one thing to speculate what the show will be, but once you see the images, it's like, okay, it's really just cool to see what they've kind of come up with. And no, it definitely has me intrigued, especially like the Frankenstein design. I think it looks really cool. And as we said, just even looking at them, like, I'm like, okay, what are they drinking? I'm just like, I just want to see what this conversation is about.
Right.
Yeah, I'm
Exactly.
excited.
I think this is definitely going to be a very fun show. I even though I did say that, like, we're unfortunately, I guess maybe I don't want to totally say unfortunately when it comes to James Gunn, because I do have faith in him. But he did do the Suicide Squad, and this seems kind of like
it really does.
Suicide Squad a little bit.
It almost looks like, even that first picture, it's like you could replace the characters and it's like the same background. It looks like the same kind of setting that was. So that is, it does feel a little copy paste just a bit.
But I'm still excited. Don't just because I'm a little, I don't want to say upset. I'm just a little, I wish it was like a little bit better. But it's okay. I'm still excited. The animation looks great, although not according to T.O. Jones. He was saying, or they were saying, Rick Flag Sr.'s design looks weird. No digging that hair and body shape. He looks chubby in some shots of the trailer. Maybe I think that's just the bagginess of his pullover.
I thought it was like his
that's
shirt.
all.
Yeah,
I think it just kind of looks like his shirt. I don't think I don't know. He looks pretty built right here.
Oh, no. Yeah, nobody thinks
so
about
I don't know. I think that's just his shirt, man.
Yeah, I didn't notice that, but now that you mention it.
Yeah, I think that's just, I mean, he's a military guy, so obviously he has to be in shape and whatnot, right? So, best of runs before we started, glad Gunn confirmed that this is just an appetizer / teaser to the DCU. It always confused me by some were so bothered about this coming out before Superman. We will be getting into that a little bit later. Speaking of, James Gunn did reveal a new poster. Nothing too major, but he did say on his Threads account that we obviously will be getting something on December 5th, and we got this cool poster, kind of the stuff we've seen before, although we do get a little bit of John Economos down here in the poster next to Amanda Waller, and we got, the famous like scenes that take place in the plane like in all the other Suicide Squad movies. And we got a good shot of Weasel here and some of the other characters. So it's a fun poster, maybe a bit of a lazy one because it's just like scenes of the show rather than something that's like invented for the poster.
Original.
But still,
Right.
it looks great. Again, as I said, I am stoked for this, and keep your comments coming in. Jay Kelly saying fat shaming, shaking my head. Yeah, we don't tolerate fat shaming here. All right, guys. I don't care. I mean, I'm fat. I don't care, but just don't do that to the other people, right? Don't do that to poor Rick Flag, all right?
He's just a cartoon. Leave him alone.
It's fine. Leave Rick alone. Anyway. But James Gunn also said in the article that he obviously had to make a, comparison to Guardians of the Galaxy because it's another team thing. And he said the Guardians are all really good characters at their heart, and that just isn't necessarily the case with these creatures. Yeah, I think that was pretty obvious. Because unlike Suicide Squad, which was all about like terrible characters and them forced to be heroes, that's obviously the same thing here. You're not reinventing the wheel, James. You're not really doing anything that crazy here. But but yeah, I think it's still going to be a fun time, even though it does seem a bit like Suicide Squad light. I'm still excited, and a lot of people in the comments are excited too. Like the Watcher was saying, I'm excited to see the Bride bust out those forearms. I guess that's a comic thing. Again, I'm not as familiar with Creature Commandos. I'm like kind of sort of familiar, but yeah, that could be a really fun tidbit, like a surprise, like if she has like forearms, like General Grievous, like
sews one on maybe.
Yeah, that would be awesome. But yeah, so he also said what Buster Barnes was saying before. James Gunn also mentioned that Creature Commandos is a perfect appetizer before Superman. Superman is the true start of everything. This is a way for people to just take a little nibble and see what it tastes like. There are a ton of fun references to other DC stuff and a bunch of hints for things that are coming. Obviously, I feel like that was pretty much the most obvious thing as well. And, I mean, he's been saying this since kind of day one. Yes, Creature Commandos is technically the start, but like not a ton of people are paying attention to animated movies that are straight or animated shows that are straight to Max. They're going to be paying attention to live action movies that are released in a theater. That's going to get a lot of press and someone as popular as Superman. So yes, technically Creature Commandos is the start, but the real start for a lot of people is going to be Superman, and it's not, and Creature Commandos isn't going to be necessary. So what are your thoughts on that? Like how he's describing it as an appetizer rather than the true start like Superman is.
Yeah, I mean, I think that's totally valid and a neat idea. I think when I would think of like for me, if I was thinking about an appetizer for Superman, I would be thinking something, I guess, kind of more in the same ballpark as what Superman is. This is, that's a live action as well. So I feel like this is just, I guess, a different tone and just like a different thing altogether. I feel like if he went with maybe a different, I don't know, if like, for example, if they were, I don't know, I almost feel like I would even call like what they're doing with like the penguin and stuff is more of the appetizer, but I can see what he's saying. And I think too, I understand also what people are feeling because I think people are just like so ready for the main course that they're like, screw the appetizer. That's what I want. But I don't know.
And I think
sometimes
that's
you
fair.
get in. Yeah, I do too.
Yeah.
But sometimes
not everybody gets an appetizer.
Yeah, some people like it. Some people like the little, finger foods, and are like, wow, this is even better than I think the main course. Other people are like, I'm saving my appetite for the real the real thing. So I think either way, it's like it's there if you want it. You don't have to take it. But I think
Yeah,
for some people, it might be just what they want to hold them over for now
wet
until we
their
do get that
whistles a
Superman
bit.
release.
Yeah.
Yes,
So yeah, he was saying he's used to James Gunn was saying in the Entertainment Weekly article, I'm used to dealing with oddballs and irregular types and weirdos. That's what Guardians is, and Creature Commandos is kind of like Guardians without the sentimentality. So yeah, so that was essentially what he was saying. Um, but yeah, they're not going to be as you were saying before in the article. Creature Commandos will feature both Frankenstein and the Bride, but don't expect to see them lumbering around or grunting. Gunn says Mary Shelley's original novel Frankenstein was more of a touchstone in their characterization than the classic Universal horror films that starred Boris Karloff, although, of course, he loves those too. Yeah, and he was saying that the Mary Shelley, the relationship between them, he's well spoken, but he's driven by rage and he's not technically a human being. And, that's the driving force. And then we also have, GI Robot. We have the initial setup and, getting into Easy Company. And then we'll find that out later. Um, so we're going to be doing all that. And it mentions also Creature Commandos and Superman and Peacemaker and all of that. So it's a very, exciting kind of time, I guess, for to be a
definitely.
DC fan. Like it feels like, all right, we're kind of getting back
Starting.
into the swing of things. Let's hope. I
Yeah.
mean, yeah, we got Cape Crusader earlier, but you know what? We're having Kite
Let's
Man, we're
forget
getting
about that
Penguin.
appetizer.
We're having Kite Man. We have Kite Man now, and we'll get to that later. Don't worry. We're gonna be, obviously getting into all that. But yeah, I'm excited for Creature Commandos. I think this is definitely like kind of like a good start. This is to kind of separate like the super diehards and like the more general audience.
The niche. Yeah.
Not saying like general audience is a bad thing. That's what makes up the majority, obviously,
Yeah.
general audience. But I feel like if you're that much of a fan, like, we are at DCU Daily, we are converting you, so don't worry. You're going to be a full DC fan by the
Yes.
end of the year.
Yes.
But yeah, we're getting, Penguin, and we're getting, Superman and Lois, we're getting Joker Folie, we're even getting Harley Quinn. If you still like that, still watch that, then by all
Right.
means watch it. And then we also then have Christian, and we're going through all different types of continuity, art forms, all this other stuff. So it's very exciting.
It
I'm
is.
really stoked for the future of this, and hopefully that DC is in some kind of renaissance. One can only hope. But
Yes. I mean, it seems
uh
like they're definitely preparing for one just with all the releases. And I also feel the same way. I'm excited. And I think, as you said, that's also, I feel like, kind of the beautiful thing about DC. Hopefully, I mean, I'm saying this now, but I'm hoping that's what we'll get. It's just like a whole palette of like different projects, different things, and they're all hopefully going to have their own kind of flavor. Some may be more appetizing to the general public, but also, yeah, for the people that like really grew up with these specific comics, I think are really going to just be so excited and really appreciate what's now coming out. And I think, with all of this material coming out, all of this content, I think it is going to kind of swing the pendulum, hopefully, towards, from Marvel to DCU, because I think it's just, all this stuff is coming out now, and I think they will have their rebirth.
yeah, hopefully. I mean, just like, in the comics, there was DC Rebirth after the New 52 failed and failed hard. But we are getting all your comments. Lenny Solon was saying, like, an average audience is not going to watch an R-rated animated show. Like, there are still people who think it's cartoons for kids, and he's not expecting a big audience. Because Tio has been
Right.
saying in the chat, they're just kind of confused, not like mad or anything, but like, so what is Superman like? They use the term Superman like. It's not called Superman Legacy anymore, by the way. Just letting people know. So it's like, what's the deal here? And Lenny's like trying to, help people out. So it's a big, big back and forth in the comments here. Don't worry, we're seeing all of that, but let's not dwell on that too much. Now we have Penguin stuff. So we did get a couple new, TV spots of the Penguin. and and it's definitely uh a really cool trailer. We're getting more, it seems like, of what the show is really about, I feel. Um,
Mhm.
we're getting more of, you know, Oz and like the relationship between him and Sophia and like what her deal is a little bit, like more specific. Yes, we have gotten stuff before, but it seems like we're getting some kind of, stuff with Oswald that, could be a lot of fun. But well, fun in like terms of like the overall vibe of the show. I know it's not like fun, it's like downtrodden corruption, all that kind of stuff.
You know.
But but in terms of like we're getting it more into Oz's head a little bit. And I'm curious after seeing
Yeah.
the trailers, what are your overall like kind of thoughts on this? Like we get a little bit here with Sophia, like her time in Arkham a little bit. What's the
Right.
vibe you're getting from here?
Yeah, I'm actually I think the trailers are pretty great. I'm excited. I mean, I think just seeing Colin Farrell in this character, he's just an amazing transformation, of course. But yeah, I do like how it's kind of talking about, we're going to learn more about his backstory and more just like the focus on him, because I think as a character itself, he is just so watchable, so intriguing. And yeah, and then I think it was the second trailer was more like from Sophia's point of view.
Hmm.
And she's kind of, I think the last one was like, are you ready, Oz? And so, yeah, I kind of got some goosebumps.
It's definitely like I'm curious with how, because we were trying to theorize what their dynamic was going to be in the show. Is
Hmm.
it going to be the both of them against the world and they're going to backstab each other? Is it like one versus the other? That's
Yeah,
I like I was going to say, look, oh, it seems like they're working together, but I don't know. It just seems kind of,
there's like a
like I'm
tension.
yeah, like there's something there, and it's just like it intrigues me. Like that's, as you were saying, it's
Totally.
really intriguing, and I really like I watch like I and it's so funny. I've kind of made a complete like almost like like I guess I don't want to say 180, but like I was like kind of like I don't know. It just kind of looks generic. But now that I see more and more of it,
Like a 90-degree.
maybe yeah, maybe a little bit of like a 90 degree, maybe like 45. But we're
Right.
getting, really cool stuff here and, like damn, like, typical stuff in like a crime show, but like nothing, that's like, oh my God, like super like I'm trying to find a way to word this, but like not something like so fucking crazy where it's like doesn't betray what Matt Reeves is doing, even though this is not technically his show. It's Lauren LaFrank's show.
Hmm.
So I think like she's like heavy in on like the Matt Reeves vibe and vision. And but
Kind of
we're not
grounds it in
getting
reality
something, yeah, we're not getting something that's like so like not like
like
contrary, but not like
with magical thinking, kind of like this a little bit, yes, out there.
like totally like generic, not generic, but like generic crime drama sort of stuff. If I bowed out, I apologize. My connection's a little wonky right now.
That's okay.
But but yeah, so again, I'm stoked for this. You could check out this trailer on on YouTube. There's also another trailer on Threads that I couldn't find on YouTube. But yeah, there's, all this stuff. Like I'm really curious with this character to the right. I think he's an original character, so I'm curious with what, taking him under his wing, you know, what that'll
Yeah,
be. So, the world will know his name type of thing. Like they will know the penguin and like this will be his rise and
yeah.
you know,
I mean,
I'm
I
yeah.
I really like it too. It's, it's like such a gangster mafia kind of setting,
Yeah.
but also in the DC universe. So I just think it's such a cool combination, as you said, because I do feel
Hmm.
like it does feel a little more like, oh, like a crime drama gritty show, but it seems more interesting than just a typical crime drama
Yeah.
gritty show because
That's
we know this
yeah.
character, and I think I'm just eager to find
I'm
out.
glad that they didn't go through that because like that's the vibe I got from the original trailer. Unfortunately, it's just and it's going to premiere on Max and HBO. Both HBO at 9 o'clock, 9 p.m. I believe there it is. 9 p.m. HBO original. Going to be on HBO at 9 on September 19th, 2 weeks from now. And then on top of that, we are also, be getting it on Max either at the same time, beforehand, after, day after. I'm not totally sure. Pretty sure it should be same
Mhm.
day release. But yeah, for all the people that still have cable, that still have HBO, boom, there you go, September 19th, 9 p.m. For all the people that have Max, expect it the same day, maybe around the same time, maybe earlier. But yeah, I think this is definitely, it's getting me more excited. I'm glad I was like, I don't want to say proven wrong because I'm like, I didn't hate the show. I'm like, oh, this show's gonna suck. I'm just like,
Yes,
you're not
it's
showing
gotten
me
you.
anything I'm interested in.
Yeah,
But I'm
yeah,
getting more interested, I guess. But
it's
yes,
amped it up.
right. So, we're getting a little bit of everything from DC right now, and I'm excited for that. And I'm excited for the Penguin. But we are gonna move on. Just like a quick little, kind of tidbit here, or something we wanted to mention because we did talk about it yesterday, was Joker Folie Deux is, now going to be non-rotten. It is now at a proper 60% on Rotten Tomatoes. I know that doesn't
Mm.
really matter to a lot of people. It doesn't matter to me because I don't really care about Rotten. I don't really care about, what the critics have to say because the critics are almost always wrong. So, I mean,
Right.
the first film had a 69%, and it's just like,
Not
okay,
far off.
great. People are going apeshit over IGN. It's like, who cares about IGN? But to all the people that do care, all three of you, Joker Folie Deux is no longer rotten. So does that bring in any sort of faith? Did you not care? Did you care? I'm curious. Because I don't care about Rotten Tomatoes, so I'm really curious if you give a shit about Rotten Tomatoes at all.
No, not really. I mean, and it's a kind of a learning process. You start to watch movies, and then you check the Rotten Tomato score, and you're like, oh my god, I loved it, and they hate it, or they love it and you hate it. So it's like, it's I feel like it's definitely a hit or miss. Sometimes you read comments and you're like, oh, that's exactly what I thought. Other times it's like, did we even watch the same movie?
Right.
So yeah, I think it's really, you can't judge too harshly off of it, and especially the fact that, as you said, like the first Joker was 69%. This is 60, so it's I feel like in the same, hitting with the same kind of benchmark, especially since it's a sequel as well. But I mean, personally, I'm excited for it because I love musicals, and so I know that's like, I'm excited to like see how they're gonna do this. I know there's a lot of kind of hate out there because it is a musical and people are like, what are you doing? But I really think we just have to, for now, trust the
All right.
process. Go in with an open mind and just see what they give us because it's already been made and there's nothing we can do about it. But it could surprise you. It could be fantastic.
Yeah, that's what I
Um,
hope. Um,
yeah.
that's what I hope it is for people like it. You, because the thing is, I've always said this. I hate to like bring it back to me, but I always love to be proven wrong nowadays. Like I was proven
Yeah.
wrong
It's
about
a
Tyler
great
Hoechlin.
surprise.
Like I expected, like after his appearances in, on Supergirl, and he was just so bad on that show. And I'm like, this guy's getting his own show. It's gonna suck. It's not gonna be good. The fucking costume looks like fucking Party City crap. What is this? And then like within the first 5 minutes, we were like,
You
okay,
fell
no,
in
this
love.
this let him cook. Let him fucking cook.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
then the show has just been nothing but amazing since then. And hello,
Yeah.
Josh. By the way, we see you. We see your comments. But
Thank you for joining us.
I love you proving wrong. And the thing is, this isn't a time where I'm proving wrong because I've been excited since like once it was like the rumor mill about everything. I was a little deterred by Lady Gaga playing Harley Quinn. I'm like, ah, God, fuck Harley Quinn. Why are we doing this
Yeah,
again?
it's
But the
yeah.
vibe I'm getting from her and how Todd Phillips is writing her,
It's just
I'm
so
like,
different, I think.
okay, yeah, we're actually might be getting the actual character here rather than, what we've gotten with Margot Robbie for the past like 8 or so years. So I'm like, you know what? Let's let him cook. So I think this is definitely an exciting film. I'm stoked for it, and I hope
Me
that people
too.
are proven wrong about this because don't be like, oh, it's a musical, I don't want to see it. Be surprised, please. I know it's a lot going to the theater nowadays. I know, trust me, it's a lot. Not a lot of money to spend, not a lot of things, not a lot of time on people's hands. Time is money, all that stuff. But if you can go out to the theater, maybe get AMC Stubs A list. Let's Regal Unlimited, whatever your
Yeah.
whatever
I
your
do
thing
feel like
is.
if there is a movie to go to the theater for, I would definitely. I think this is going to be a cool
Yeah,
experience.
it's feels very
So
cinematic.
just do it. Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
like I know, but like don't go see like what's coming out in October. What else? Yeah, what else is coming out in October? What like fucking what like
I'm
Gladiator
confused.
2 or something like that?
Is Beetlejuice already out? This might be a dumb question. I feel like I've seen
It's
the
coming
advertisement.
out tomorrow. No, it's out now. It's out right now.
Oh,
Guys,
it
go
is.
see the new Beetlejuice. But in terms of next month, I don't even know what's coming out
Yes.
next month outside of
Which is so
Joker.
weird. It's like such a Halloween-esque movie. Okay.
Yeah,
Cool.
but yeah, they were like maybe they probably didn't want to have two clownish characters battling, duking it out
Compete.
in
Yeah.
October. So like, let's have Beetlejuice come out in September. It's close enough. You're gonna have all the goth and emo kids celebrating Halloween now anyway, which do that. If you know what, if people can celebrate Christmas in November, the goths and emos can celebrate fucking Halloween in September. Don't let people take that away from you, by the way.
Honestly, I think people are already planning their costumes, so it doesn't surprise
Oh
me.
yeah. Hell
Make
yeah.
it last.
Let's go. Hell yeah. But in terms of, other stuff that's coming out in October is like Venom. It's like Terrifier 3 maybe, but like
Yeah,
I think Joker is gonna own October at this point.
me too.
Everyone's gonna be, it's gonna be like 2019 again. Everyone's gonna be dressing up as a Joker. You're gonna have
Pre-pandemic.
with a couple costumes with, Joker and Harley Quinn and all that stuff. So,
Yeah.
obviously, there's gonna be a whole bunch of that. So, but in terms of our, next major thing, guys, what you all are clamoring for, you're talking about Kite Man again, guys, your favorite thing. So
Coming to an
here we
end.
are once again talking about Kite Man. Hell yeah. So this episode, we are getting the continuing adventures of Kite Man, Golden Glider, and as well as the anti-life equation, as well as Bane with Goldilocks, as well as Malice
Goldilocks
with
still there.
the return of Darkseid, voiced by Keith David, which is just impeccable casting, by the way. And although unfortunately, due to the passing of Lance Reddick, he does not return to voice Lex Luthor here. It is another actor who is kind of like a smaller voice actor. He hasn't been acting very much, but we do get a new actor for Lex Luthor. So, which is unfortunate, but it doesn't take away from anything. He's trying his best to like be kind of like that Lance Reddick vibe. It's not really working, but it's random guy versus Lance Reddick. It's hard to, get that talent back. But even then, great episode. I thought this was a really fun one. This feels like, one long payoff for the last episode, but also one big setup for the season or possibly series finale. But I absolutely fucking enjoyed this. I enjoyed the hell out. I know I always say that because again, it's showcasing the great things, as I always say about the show, the relationship between the two of them. It's always great. And this time we have chicken
Yeah.
kaijus, guys. Come on. Like,
Oh my gosh.
why are you
Yeah.
guys not watching this show? Like, come on now.
Seriously.
Let's get on Max, get on the ship, watch this show,
Yeah.
damn it.
It's so good,
What are your
guys. Like,
thoughts?
if you haven't, you're just missing out. Like, your life is just a little bit not as optimal as it could be. It's just, yeah. I also enjoyed this episode, and I think you're right. Like, I think it's a hard thing to do. I wasn't sure. I was like, okay, episode 9, like almost at the end, but like they introduced Goldilocks last episode and all this, so I was actually glad to see that play out a little bit more. Because I remember last week I was like, I don't know, but now that they've like had this whole other episode to keep that going, and then at the end, her going into the bathroom, I was like, oh, I hope she's like still gonna show up somehow in the finale. I hope she's not just gone in the 80s. We'll see.
Yeah, that would
But
stink.
I am starting to like that more, that it's, I think, been played out. But yeah, I also am like, okay, we know the end is near, and it's like, yeah, Dark Side is gonna do his thing. Um, yeah, gosh, no, I liked it. These guys, what are they? This little choir of people.
Oh yeah, that
You know,
was funny.
sometimes
That's
with
good.
those jokes, I feel like, and I'm not trying to be too critical or anything. Sometimes I'm like, okay, that's, the little echoes are like, I feel like half the time they kind of miss, but then half the time they're like really funny.
Yeah, I
Like,
could see like the joke running into the ground a little bit, but I still enjoy it. Like I
yeah,
still, you know,
like the whole time I was
love
like,
it.
they're kind of annoying. But then when he was being like, oh, I'm the top dog now, they're like, woof woof woof. I didn't expect that. I'm just like, oh, that's so funny.
Right.
So
But
yeah,
yeah, this was so fun. I enjoyed the hell out of this. I feel like there was a lot. Like I loved the interactions between Goldilocks and Bane. It was actually really really cute. I didn't mind it at all. I thought it was a lot of fun, and I really heavily enjoyed. Honestly, I think this was one of the times where like every you know like storyline hit. Like I enjoyed the Bane and Goldilocks stuff. Like you had more of that relationship, and like Bane just being a good dad, and or
yeah,
a babysitter in this case. And
right.
it just like kind of weirdly
Trying to
working, and
be.
then yeah, it just kind of weirdly working, and then we also have like Malice. It's like, okay, there's something for Malice. Like we get more of Keith David as Darkseid, so that gives us something. Like Malice, I
Yes.
wouldn't say is like the worst character ever, but like we got a little bit more with her, showing her
Yeah.
like maybe her possibly decent side. And
Yes.
then you had Cheshire being Jesus Christ,
I thought
batshit
Cheshire was.
insane.
I thought that they were when they got the whole chicken thing. I thought that they had died. So I was like, oh my
That's what I
god,
thought for a
Cheshire.
second. I was like,
Because
oh
like
shit.
it was like in its neck. I was like, oh my gosh. But then I was like, okay, well, I guess not. Because I thought she was gonna have like a meltdown if anything had happened to her.
Yeah, I
Yeah.
thought
So I
she
guess
was
they
gonna go
couldn't kill
like
it off.
crazy you know on the chicken kaiju. But yeah,
Like
so
her villain origin story was just gonna.
like true villain art, yeah. But yeah, we do get more dark side. And Malice was, I think, good in this episode, and I really, and the stuff with the anti-life equation feels very like on the run sort of thing. I hope at the end of the season, like it ends with like Kite Man getting a new kite, like from Golden Glider. They don't like end it on some bullshit cliffhanger, and he gets like a
Yeah.
proper his proper kite again, and this time it's more loving because it's from
Yeah.
Golden Glider. And then that would be so sweet. And then finally, it's just fucking chicken. Like I just can't get over that. Like if that's just like, yes, that's like the Kite Man thing I want to see, is just a kaiju chicken. And so the chicken swallows the anti-life equation, becomes a giant chicken that just starts fucking wrecking the hell out of people. I like on the Ferris wheel where they were like, just like hum. Okay, I'll convert into veganism, and he's like, you're spared. I'm like, okay, that's really funny. Like that was
funny.
really good one.
No. He's like, for now.
For now, like you're spared for now. And then we got, Golden Glider and Kite Man being awesome and, being a good team. And even though he doesn't have his kite, he's still awesome, like hammering the chicken's butt and making sure the briefcase pops out. So, we also had like some stuff with Villigan and Luther, like trying to get the anti-life equation for Darkseid. And I'm so stoked with how they are gonna fucking do Darkseid because how they are gonna have him just go like wreck the earth is Malice. I think like Malice is gonna get like cut off from him or something, and like she's gonna be like and then but she's like, I'm gonna enjoy it because I don't actually mind now, like proper character development and all that.
She's not as malicious as we thought, maybe.
Yeah, I just I really hope that Bane goes back in time and gets Goldilocks back. She was just too cute. I was just looking at the screen. I'm like, you should be fucking annoying, but you're not. You're fucking cute. Like what?
The little trying to read part. I was like, that was like one of my audible like, oh, like the donut. Right? I was like,
donut's bathroom.
So like literally, it's just so innocent, and it's just it's like a perfect balance in this whole show. And I feel like every character that's what makes it such a great show, I think, because every character has their role, and it just feels like, and even like Kite Man, like I do love Kite Man, and I love him and Golden Glider's relationship so much. And I was thinking about it more this episode because like even in the very beginning, I forget what he says, but it's just like it's the things he says, like the no can douche, and he's just like so chill, but it's like a good balance because it's not like an annoyingly dumb character, where it's like, oh, they're just playing the bait of being just da 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 da. But he's just like so just who he is. Like he's trying his best in every time, and you can see that. And it's like the fact that Golden Glider, no matter what, still loves him for who he is, even though he's clearly not perfect, and that's kind of the joke. But it's just like so. It is like wholesome, and it's just like it would be like I feel like that's like goals right there. That relationship.
Yeah, it's gold.
It's gold. Yeah.
Okay.
Yes.
Anyway, so Lenny was asking, is Kite Man Elseworlds? Yeah, I mean, it doesn't take place in the main DCU. It takes place on the Harley Quinn Earth. So it takes place on that. So yeah, it's not DCU, it's not DCEU, it's its own thing. So yeah, technically it's categorized as Elseworlds. But yeah, so guys, go watch Kite Man. It's so much fun. It's not like the greatest show ever, but like, it'll be like 4.5 hours, not even, maybe like 3.5 hours, maybe even almost 4 hours, depending, because it's like not half an hour, it's like 20 to 25 minutes per episode. So go binge it, go watch it, go binge it before the season finale, maybe the series finale. Yeah. We can hope it's the season finale. We'll hope it's the season finale.
You'll just have a good chuckle. I guarantee. Good chuckle guarantee, or your money back. I don't know. I can't guarantee that.
I mean, or you could just fucking watch something else. Yeah.
Just give it a try.
But yeah, so
and then comment. Let us know what you think.
Yeah,
by the finale.
Guys, please
tell us. Are we missing something here? Because we really like this show.
We really love the show. We barely see anything about the show. Sure, it does have a good Rotten Tomatoes score, even though I don't really care about Rotten Tomatoes. It's still fun. It's still a hell of a time, and go watch it. It's fun. We've been enjoying your major feud in the comments here. This is a lot. Like I'm sorry for the lack of comments this episode, but this is the people are duking it out. It's like a Waffle House at like 10 at night. It's like, all right, goddamn guys, y'all need to calm down, I think. But anyway, we're gonna, in terms of better news, in terms of happier news, guys, come on, you don't need to be fighting. We're all DC fans here. This isn't.
We are all people. Yes.
We are the. We are the
eye to eye.
Yeah, guys, come on. Anyway, but Michael Keaton, celebrating his
Speaking
birthday
of
today. He is
Beetlejuice, yeah.
73 years old. God
Oh,
damn.
he
Where
doesn't
has
look a
the time
day
gone?
over
Uh,
65.
you know, look at that. Like, I mean, I might not love the Batman movies as much as I used to, but you know, I mean, he is still considered the GOAT by many people. I don't view him as that, but I will say the movie looks still looks great for the most part to this day. So, I would say, guys, go celebrate the GOAT. Go watch Batman. Go watch Batman Returns. Just don't watch The Flash.
And then
Don't watch The
ah,
Flash. Just watch the
and
first
then
two.
watch Beetlejuice because that's also
And then
coming out.
watch, or yeah, go in honor of his birthday today. Go watch Beetlejuice 2. I refuse to call it the actual title because Beetlejuicier would have been a better title. I don't care what anybody says. I don't care what Angelina says. It would have been a better fucking title. Anyway,
Just you know what, call it that, and then it might pick up steam, and then it just might become that. You never know.
yeah, I maybe they'll make another Beetlejuice and it'll be called Beetlejuiciest, and then I'll be happy.
Yeah.
But yeah, Michael Keaton's birthday being, the like OG like live action Batman on the big screen, because there were plenty of other Batmans before then. You got Adam West, the real GOAT, by the way. And then you had Lewis Wilson and Robert Lowry, who were in these silent film serials of the 40s, but he was the big first real big on-screen movie Batman that many people know of. So, do you have any memories or fond or non-fond of Batman or Batman Returns? Did you see them recently? Did you have not seen them in years? Have you not seen them at all? I'm just curious.
It's been a long time. But yeah, I mean, I know, yeah, like when people talk about debate their favorite, just like they debate their favorite Joker and all that, I do hear Michael Keaton a lot being like, kind of the gold standard, but also, Adam West too. I think Adam West, I agree with you, was always one of my favorites. But I mean, it's his birthday, so don't wanna, give any bad juju. I wish him all the best on what he's doing now on his birthday, and just a good time to kind of reminisce and remember, what he's done for the Batman legacy.
Yeah. So guys, in honor of Michael Keaton's birthday, go see Beetlejuice 2 today. Or if you don't want to go to the theater just yet, go or yo ho ho it, obviously. But for legal reasons, I can't actually say that, but sure. Or watch either of the Batman movies or any other watch Johnny Dangerously. I don't know. Fucking go watch Birdman. Go watch, I don't know, go watch Mr. Mom. Anything. But obviously we're the DCU channel, so we're the DCU channel now. It's not Oh So Curious anymore, it's just DCU. That's where all the views come in. Anyway, but we are, we gotta commemorate. We gotta commemorate a great Batman. To many people, not to me, but to many people, he is a great Batman. I mean, I will say that suit still looks great. Not gonna lie.
Yes.
I will say, love that suit.
Shadow
I will say
Wing.
the Batman Returns suit is probably slightly better, but yeah, still great to many people. And go honor Michael Keaton. Go tweet at him. I don't think he has a Twitter, but like stop him on the street, be like, hey, happy birthday, you old fuck. Anyway, but that is
It's one way to do it.
that's but I will say he looks good. Like for a 73-year-old, he looks pretty damn good.
Honestly, I was like 70. I was like, can't be right. He looks like 10 years younger, at least.
Oh yeah, he looks. I mean, John Carpenter is a couple years older, yet that dude has looked like a gremlin for the past 30 years. So like, good for Michael Keaton.
I guess he's got a good skincare routine.
So go see any other Michael Keaton movies, whether it's Batman or Beetlejuice 2 or anything else, whatever that may be. Unfortunately, no fan comments for today. We since we had a very busy day today, might as well just skip the fan comments. Don't worry, we'll have even more for you guys next week or tomorrow. Jesus Christ, I almost thought today was Friday. Jesus. Woo! Anyway, Thank you for watching, guys. Although most of you weren't really watching, we're just kind of duking it out in the comments. But hey, for all the people that didn't catch us live, I hope you enjoyed. Go watch Kite Man. Go watch Joker Folie. Go watch Beetlejuice
You
2.
still have time to catch up on Kite Man and then join us
Yes.
next week for the finale.
Yes. So, Creature Commandos is coming December 5th, Thursday this year. And we had a lot of good looks at that, at Frankenstein, Bride of Frankenstein, GI Robot, got some stuff with Easy Company, Sergeant Rock, possibly a tease for the future. And we got some more Penguin stuff that's going to be coming out in 2 weeks, and that's going to be the start of such a great show. One can only hope. Hopefully it's great, but it looks great and I'm excited for it. Joker Folie. Speaking of excitement, Joker Folie Deux, that's going to be premiering, I believe, October 17th.
Oh.
Or am I? What am I?
Right.
What am I? Hold on. I might be fucking up my days. I apologize.
Superman and Lois.
Yes, that was the old date for Superman and Lois. I apologize. October 4th, guys. Thank you, Bridget. I'm all over the place today. But October 4th, that's what Joker Folie Deux is coming out. And then Kite Man, the last episode is going to be premiering next Thursday. So please watch all the episodes now, and then you guys can join us for that final episode of season 1.
We want to know what you think. So leave your
guys, come on
next week.
And but sneaking in a little bit there, Superman and Lois is also going to be. We didn't talk about Superman and Lois today, but that's going to be premiering October 7th, and then Harley Quinn is going to be premiering sometime in November. I don't think it has an actual date yet. And then finally, it's Michael Keaton's birthday. Go watch Batman. Go watch Beetlejuice. Go watch Mr. Mom. Go watch Dumbo. Go watch anything. Multiplicity. I don't know, but celebrate the man's birthday. We love Batman here, so go watch that. But that's all for today. Please like, please comment, please subscribe. If you don't know when we're going live, please hit the notification bell, because then you can enjoy our really weird, wicked rants on Tom King and on any other thing that I'm angry at for that week. But I'm not angry this week because we've got a lot of good news, and I watched.
You watch Kite Man, so everything.
So I'm happy. I'm a happy man. But that does it for today. We'll see you guys tomorrow.